Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to hear a bit more about reforms in tax administration and Indian experience. The book authored by Principal CIT, Mr. Pratap Singh. I would like to request him to join us on the dais and help us learn a little bit more about the book, Reforms in Tax Administration and Indian Experience. So if you want, you can join me on the dais and talk from here. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries on dais, Honorable Justice Dilip Gupta ji, Gautam Mehra ji, Mrs. Sanjani Kumar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly humble, feel very, very lucky and fortunate to be standing before you. I would like to thank the distinguished guests and dignitaries, Justice Dilip Gupta ji and Justice Maheshwari, who just left because of his busy schedule, to unveil my book. You see, I'm not an expert on taxation, nor I'm an accomplished writer. So this is my first attempt. I'm taking baby steps in the world of writing. Now this book, this volume, is about transformative journey of the Income Tax Department over last 30 years. So from what were we to what we are, so our ancient Indian wisdom on taxation, like Justice Maheshwari said, from Manu Smriti to Arthashastra, Chanakya, and thereafter modern period and modern taxation system, which came into effect in the year 1860 by James Wilson, to what we are presently. So absolutely modern Indian, one of the most modern and tech-driven income tax department today, which is fully automated. And where do we intend to reach? So in the years to come, we have come a long way, and in due course, we'll get better and better. So we talk of this, in which way this book is different. There may be a lot of studies, a lot of research work. So this particular book is a result of 5 years of research in the world of taxation by me. When I was doing my doctoral work on taxation, then I dwelled into these issues deeper and deeper. So I'll just briefly touch upon, because dignitaries' time is important. So what are the important findings which are there in the book? So normally we feel, the first finding, normally we feel that tax collection and GDP growth are positively correlated, and as there is growth in GDP, there is growth in tax collection. But I said data doesn't lie. So when we examine it carefully, we find there are several years from 1980 to 2017 when there was decline in GDP growth, but there was actually growth in tax collection. So that shows that there is some juice as far as tax system is concerned. Now, another important finding is that if we analyze the tax data over last 30 years or so, from 1980 till 2017, what are the definite trends, and whether these 1991 tax reforms really made difference, and if so, when did it make difference? So if we study it, we find that post 1991, now for every % growth in GDP, there was growth of 1.31% in the tax collection. So this is the definite trend. Then if we analyze further, that what was the impact of this global economic crisis of 2008 on the tax collection and economic growth, etc. We find that there was clearly a structural break in the year 2007, and thereafter there was decline in growth on average by 4%, vis-a-vis like a pre-2007-2008 period. So this is another finding. Then there is a finding on compliance cost, how the compliance cost over a period of time is reduced. But there is a caveat on that the compliance cost which the government says doesn't include the cost borne by the taxpayer and the third parties, which are quite substantial. And it is in that direction that government has been making a lot of efforts in terms of simplification of tax laws and procedure and so on and so forth. And TADAT, many of you must have heard about TADAT, Tax Administration Assessment, Diagnostic Assessment Tool. This is the model, latest model to examine the strength or weakness of a tax administration. So we have analyzed Indian tax administration on TADAT model, and definite recommendations have been made as to where we are actually lacking, where we are not strong enough. So we examine Indian tax administration and performance of the tax department. So recovery of tax area is one area where there is a problem. And dispute resolution is another area where there are some chinks and we need to improve upon. So with these words, I would like to thank dignitaries and thank all of you for having come here. I would like to thank Mr. Salanda and TIOL for organizing this beautiful conclave. Thank you. Thank you so much.